Hello everyone, I am Dr. Amitha, a consultant endodontist from Kollam district, Kerala state. May 28th is observed as Menstrual Hygiene Day. It is to highlight on the importance of good menstrual hygiene practices at a global level. Now, menstruation in our country, it is considered as a taboo topic. People find it is unclean. People find it embarrassing to talk about it in the public, thereby causing a lot of insecurities. Now, let us create a culture where such discussions are welcome. Let us educate our future generation. Let us bring awareness to our children without any gender discrimination. Let us make it equally important for both boys and girls to know that menstruation, it is just a very natural phenomenon that occurs in every female. Let us make them know that menstruation, what is menstruation, why this happens, what are the changes regarding menstruation. Let both the genders, let both boys and girls know this. Isn't it time to change? Is it in time to think out of the box? Don't you think we are responsible for creating such a embarrassing situation for our girls? Yes, we should change. So one way how we can bring awareness is there are a lot of awareness programs, awareness classes being conducted at school levels all over our country. So as a part of it, let us include the boys also. Let them also know it is just a very normal physiologic process that occurs. Let them know what happens in a girl. Let them know why it happens. Right? So what exactly is menstruation? Menstruation is nothing but the vaginal bleeding. How you bleed in any other part of your body, same way, it is the same blood that comes from your vagina. Right? It is that simple. Don't you think? Yeah. And why this happens, that is another beautiful answer for that. Because why this happens is it is a girl's privilege to say that she is preparing herself for a much bigger process for the future, that is motherhood. Her body is just changing. She is just entering a new phase of life, right? A new phase called the adolescence. This happens in both boys and girls. We should know that both boys and girls have these changes. But this is how it happens in a girl. She is just attained her puberty. She is just entering a new phase. And regarding this, she will have a lot of changes. She will have a lot of hormonal changes taking place in her body. She will have a lot of stress undergoing. She will have a lot of emotional stress. She will have a lot of mental strain taking place. So let us be supportive. Let us just support our daughters, right? Be it your friend, be it your colleague, be it your sibling. Let the men around us, be it your father. Why should we exclude them? Be it your father. Let the men around us understand that this is something which happens in every female and no girl has to be embarrassed regarding a situation. They can take help or ask for help from anybody at any time. Isn't that the thought we should put in our future generation? Isn't that what we should teach our children? Yes, it is time to change. This is what we expect. That is what it should be learned. That is what should be practiced. So in our country, it is not the scenario. There were many misunderstandings regarding this topic. Now it is quite simpler. We don't have to complicate much on this. We don't have to take the religious part or take the cultural part. Keeping all that aside, let us be more biological. What happens? Actually, menstruation, as I said before, it is just a vaginal bleeding. Girls will have to undergo mostly 80% of the girls. They will have a normal easy period time. But for the remaining 20%, they will have a lot of difficulties, that is pain, excessive bleeding. That is another part of it. Let us keep that aside. Okay, normally this is what happens. Normally everyone will have a cyclic, like a monthly cyclic process within them, a monthly cyclic procedure which happens. Now coming to the importance of this day, here we are highlighting on the hygiene part. We are educating more about the menstrual hygiene that should be practiced. So for this, that is puberty, or like how you say, the first periods, that is you call it as menarche. Menarche usually occurs in girls at the age of 9 to 15 years. So that is mostly the teenage group. The teenage group have to face all this. So like before they enter this menstrual cycle, before they have to face all this, let us give them some tips. Let us give them some ideas regarding what is this. This is a physiologic change. You will have to face this in the very near future. So like, let our girls be prepared. Yeah, this is something we can have. Why we have to hide? There is no need of hiding this. We can talk to them. We can let them know that there is some procedure happening in your body. Now apart from that, while during your periods, now there are certain tips which can be conveyed, and I think it is very important to educate the children at a school level, because it is these are certain habits which will be followed for the rest of your life, right? So if we start this at a very younger age, it will be very beneficial for the girls. So how we can educate them is just give them some tips, because they have no idea. They have no idea about how this is or what this is. It is like from us that they should learn, from mothers or from teachers or from the doctors, whoever can help them out. So let us tell them like what are the devices which are available. You will have a vaginal bleeding for a stipulated period of time, like around 3 to 7 days. That depends on person to person. So when this occurs, you can have many aids. There are many aids such as clothes. Clothes are being still used in our country. Sanitary pads, tampons, menstrual cups, etc., etc. A lot of things are available in the market. Now coming to the very traditional method, that is the usage of cloth. I think there are still many parts where sanitary pads have not yet come, or sanitary pads or the other aids may not be affordable for all. So there are still people who use cloth, or maybe it is because of their ignorance that they are still using the cloth. Anyway, like when you are using cloth, it is one should understand that it is very much difficult to control the blood flow. One. Secondly, you should be very more hygienic, because a single drop of blood can cause a pool of bacteria, and this is going to cause you a lot of infections. So you should be particularly very hygienic while using a cloth. You should wash your clothes properly. You should make sure that it is properly dried under bright sunlight, not in the dark. So these are some tips which should be practiced while using a cloth. Now coming to the sanitary pads. Now every pad, it should be changed at an interval of around 4 to 6 hours. Be it stained or not, you are supposed to change your pads at every 6 hours. That is the maximum you can use a pad. Now after changing your pad, you make sure that you dispose it responsibly, because hygiene, it always extends outside oneself, right? Pads, they are provided in wrappers. You can either wrap them in the same piece which is provided or in a newspaper, and you see that you always dispose your pads responsibly. See that it is burnt when you are in the house or in schools. Let us provide the schools with incinerators or such machines where these pads can be disposed easily. And the later part, Now you can make sure that you wear a dry undergarment, a clean undergarment. See that you wash your pubic area well. See that you use hot water to clean your vagina, etc. etc. are certain tips which we can give regarding the hygiene. Now, let us come to the second part, that is, what happens if this is not practiced? Because being hygienic is very much important. What happens if you are following a very unhygienic practice? Yes, you can end up in having a lot of allergy reactions, itching, etc. around your vaginal area. You can have urinary tract infections, you can end up with reproductive tract infections, and you can these such repeated allergies that can lead to bigger diseases like cervical cancers, prolonged usage of pads or tampons that can lead to toxic shock syndrome and many other diseases. So this is a matter to be concerned. One should be hygienic just to stay healthy. Be hygienic to lead a good life. Be hygienic to avoid diseases. Be hygienic to avoid embarrassments. Be hygienic for oneself, because we should respect the body that we live in. Isn't it so? Now, together we can break the stigma and make a better tomorrow for our future generations. Thank you.